Hello and welcome to Feedier Explains. Today we're going to be talking about how to get better response rates and why potentially your response rates aren't quite working out the way you expected. So firstly, what makes a not so good response rate? Number one is the UX. Typically, lots of survey forms and lots of survey companies out there don't provide enough customization to your form. And so you end up having quite a bland form, you're not able to really show your branding, and often those that are completing the forms don't really feel the need. If you don't have an attractive design, why are you going to complete it? Secondly, surveys that ask too many questions. We often find at Feedier that if you have more than sort of 20 questions in a form on average, you see a sharp decline in response rates after that 20 question mark. Thirdly, there's survey fatigue. That's when you send far too many surveys to one particular group of people who probably don't need to be answering the surveys you're asking. That could be about their last purchase, but they might have not purchased for the last year. You're still asking the same question over and over again to the wrong people. That leads to a huge drop off of response rates, but also customer loyalty, because they're not going to answer the forms in the future either. Okay, so some solutions now. How are we actually going to improve that response rate? So tackling that first point, bad UX. At Feedier, you're able to customize your branding, you're able to add in a background color, background image, and all our 15 questions are highly customizable and very interactive. So you don't have to worry about participant churn during the survey. Our forms are designed to reduce that by as much as possible. Secondly, our advice is to use a range of different types of questions. So you don't want to be asking all text questions. Likewise, you don't want to be asking all CSAT or NPS. What you want to do is have a really good mix between the different types of questions in order for the participant to feel like they're answering a dynamic form, and also it gives some variation as well, so it just makes it a little bit easier to use. Make sure you use some unstructured questions such as text, and also mix that in with some nice ratings, and dab that off with a bit of NPS and CSAT. What we need to remember is all questions have their setbacks. It's all about having a nice variation. So in order to tackle the final point, survey fatigue, we'll look into that in two different ways. The first way is with context attributes. Context attributes can be added inside the form manually. You can also pick that up via your CRM or using a direct integration. That's really useful because you're able to condition your form. So only those that specifically matter to that particular survey will receive the ability to answer the questions. And likewise, you can also condition individual questions, so you can support really specialized funnels inside the Feedier forms. The second part of tackling survey fatigue is to ask the users or the participants or the employees, whoever that might be, you're asking them at the right time. So you're going to be selecting certain touch points along the user journey, and that's when you'll be specifically asking them those questionnaires or those forms. And by doing all of these things, you're going to be able to improve your survey response rate. So thanks so much for listening. I hope you've got something out of it. If you've got any questions, do let us know. I'm Carlos, and this is Feedier Explains. Thank you.